Beautiful pieces you have. Very beautiful pieces you have.
Thank you.
I was interested to know how long does it take to finish one painting?
How long does it take?
Yes.
I'd like to know. I've done paintings where I put them away and a week later I'll work on them, or a year later, or 5 years later.
Oh, okay. So it depends of the painting.
Yeah, I see things in them I'd like to add or change or take out. You don't start at the top and work your way down to the bottom and it's finished.
Yes.
Not like building a refrigerator.
No, it's not. Very nice, beautiful.
Thank you. If I still had some of them, I'd keep on working on them.
Yes.
That's the way it works.
Yes.
At least for me.
That's right.
I've never seen so many of my paintings at one time. In 1939, which was a traumatic time because when I got out of art school at that time, fine art, so-called, was a very small part of the art world, and I didn't know what to do. I felt I wanted to make a living as an artist. I didn't know how. And when I had children, I would read to them at night when they were in bed. And I would admire the illustrations in these children's books. And I thought, gee, that would be a nice way to earn a living. I'd like to do illustrations. And I made some sample illustrations for fairy tales that I liked, and brought them to some publishers, and they liked them, and so for many years I made a living as an illustrator. I just wanted to draw the things I like to do, to draw the streets of Brooklyn where we live. And that's pretty much what I did for many, many years. One day I was told to report to the captain, and he said, "You're Jewish, aren't you?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Can you speak Yiddish?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Isn't that like German?" I said, "Yeah, I can make out all the signs." And he said, he gave me a German-English dictionary, and he said, "You're now the interpreter for the outfit." And after that, my life as a soldier was very easy, because wherever the officers went, they took me to interpret for them to the German officials. And I got a special kick out of that, because they could tell from the way I spoke German that it was affected very strongly by Yiddish. And this was like during and after World War II. I went to the Hans Hofmann Art School. At that time, Hans Hofmann was a very famous artist from Germany, and he had a private art school. And the reason I went there, because it was well known by GI veterans that you could go there without attending, that you get together with about a half dozen other veterans, and you take turns in signing the register so that you could get your $32.50 a month.
What did Hans think of your work, of your art?
Well, let me tell you the story. And one day it was my turn to represent our half dozen fellows, and I was sitting there in the studio, which was about half the size of this gallery, and you know, you always had a model, a nude model on one side, and a still life setup on the other, and you were supposed to draw that. And a few of the naive students who were actually paying money were painting and drawing from the setups. And I was just sitting there to be able to sign the register for myself and the other half dozen fellows. And suddenly I realized that Hans Hoffman was next to me giving criticisms, and so I grabbed up a pad next to me and some charcoal, and I started just scribbling on it, and Hans Hoffman came along and he gave me a 15-minute criticism of those scribbles. That's what I think is not objective art.
Notice that some of your works are commentaries on family. How does your family feel about being in your work?
Oh, they like it very much. They're very enthusiastic reposts for me. They expect it of me. My kids grew up thinking that's what you do. And my wife was always very encouraging.
You got it, Joe? Yeah, hold on to it. All right, here we go.
Were you friends with any of the abstract expressionists? Did you socialize together?
Oh, sure. Some of my best friends were abstract.